Hey everyone, excited to share the final product here. This is my alien cryostasis chamber. Just finished it up. This was made out of a water heater. So I think it turned out amazing, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I created it. This is part one of the video. Part two, I'm planning on doing some animation with the alien. So you may wanna look out for that video that's upcoming. But let's go ahead and get started. So this is the tank of your water heater. You can see I've taken the outside off. There was insulation all over. It's really tough. It's like spray on insulation, really tough to get that off. I think there's a couple videos online of ways to get it off, and I didn't really look at those beforehand, but I ended up using it's like a big machete, and it took me a long time to get all the insulation off. So next I've drawn my lines here of where I'm going to be cutting. This is 16 inches by 22 inches. The acrylic sheet that I'm going to be picking up is 18 by 24. So that'll leave me an inch overhang on all the sides to be able to attach it to the tank. All right, so I'm going to start cutting with the angle grinder here. I have my lines drawn out on the tank, so I just have to cut it out. All right, so I have the inside of this cut out, and what I was thinking was that I need to make a door, to open and close, to be able to work on stuff on the inside and close it. And I was either gonna cut another door like out in the back side of it, or thinking about cutting the top off. And I think I'm just gonna go with one access point to be able to work on this. What I think I'm gonna do is go around, cut a frame out of it pretty much. And then once I have the frame cut out, I can come back here with hinges, put a hinge on it here, and then put the glass inside, and I'll have a frame for the glass. And hopefully when I attach the glass to that frame, it bends. When I attach it, it'll keep its form, is what I'm thinking. Or at least when I have it like that, I could maybe heat it up some more, and maybe it'll help take shape. But that's my next thought. So, all right. So quick update. Here's what I have so far. Had to stop and come inside because the storm's coming. But just got these old door hinges that I've used on a variety of projects. Keep reusing them. Self-tapping screws here. I ran out. But that's what I've used on there, just to drill them right in. This opens up. So the plan is to put that acrylic in that door. So we'll see. All right, here you can see the piece of acrylic that I purchased at Lowe's. This is an 18 inch by 24 inch by 0.08 inch. So I got a little bit thinner piece of acrylic, that way it's a little more pliable. And here's a look at the screws that I purchased. Number 8's 1/2 inch. Should give me enough room to go through the metal and into the acrylic. So what I have here is the piece of acrylic and the water heater turned on its side. And the plan is to use this heat gun and heat the acrylic, and hopefully slowly it'll fall and take the same shape as the water heater, and I'll be able to then use this on the door. So I'll go ahead and get started with that now. All right, so quick update here. got some clamps that I'm working with now. Hoping that makes a difference. And I'm gonna kind of heat the plexiglass, or excuse me, I'm gonna heat the acrylic up with the heat gun. And I got that wooden block right there to kind of help push down and maybe help shape it since it gets hot. So still working at it, taking a little slower than I thought. But like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing, so just kind of making it work. So here's my acrylic, shaped about as best as I can do it. I don't know. There's probably some better ways of doing it. If there are, leave a comment for somebody else to do it better than I did. But it's shaped somewhat. But I plan on using the door framing here to actually help keep the shape. So I'll be fastening it into there, which will also help the shape. I didn't want it to be straight, pulling on this. Who knows? It could have been better if I just did it that way and just screwed it in, and then maybe use the heat gun on it after I screwed it in to kind of alleviate some of those pressure points. Could have been better. But I went ahead and tried to shape it some myself first. Then I'll put it in, put probably some self tapping screws in there. All right, so I've got my acrylic shape, like I said, and I ended up having to cut it down to size, and well, didn't do a great job. Decided to start off trying to use a jigsaw to cut it, and as you can see, yeah, not so good. So I ended up switching over to my angle grinder and kind of just pretty much just kind of melting it down with the blade as it went, putting off some fumes. So ended up cutting it outside. I put this little mask on, so I wasn't breathing in the fumes. Whatever fumes they were stinky. So decided to be safe about that. Next step, of course, I'm going to mount this to the inside, and then I'm going to be using these self-drilling screws. These are number 6's 1/2 inch, and screw it from the inside to put pressure to help this form. That's the plan. So I'm going to get started on that and let you know how it turns out. So I'm going to pre-drill some of the holes, which is going to work out anyway, because when I was drilling the screws into the acrylic, it was cracking a little bit, so probably do need to pre-drill the holes. Alright, so here you have it, far from perfect. Had a lot of issues with this acrylic, so do some research for yourself, I guess, figure out how to cut and shape acrylic. It wasn't easy for me, so probably should have spent a little more time. But here's the door, opens and closed. So far I'm going to come back in and use my angle grinder for some of the screws that are popping out here. And then plan is to put some buckle latches on here to hold it closed. I'll show you those next. All right, so here's the little buckle latch that I got. Comes in a 2-pack. This one just happens to be lockable. I don't know, depending on your neighborhood, you may want to lock it up. Steal your alien out of there or something. All right, so just installed the buckle latches. I'm just going to shut this and show you. Those two here. So it's all latched attached up now. All right, next step, what I decided to do for the inside of the chamber there, I'm gonna need some lights, right? So I got one of these kind of like party disco things off of Amazon. They're called, it's like a wave light, and it comes with a remote control, and I can control the colors. I can also control the brightness and motor speed, it says, but this is what I'm going to be putting on the inside, either the top or the bottom. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'll be creating that kind of glowing inside of the chamber, and it'll move. There's a little motor in here that moves to give that kind of wave effect. All right, so I took the light and mounted it right up there. You can see it. Just using the hole that was already in the top of the tank. And I just put like a large washer right there on top of it because the hole's so big. So that's attached to there. Remote, turn it on. Shut this. Just gonna leave it sitting there like that. Okay, so you can see that, and of course you can play around with it, change the colors of it. So that's pretty cool. Be able to figure out which color you like. All right, so now that your cryo chamber is done, let's talk about what we're gonna put in it. I chose a mask I bought on Amazon. It was under $20. I liked it because it was long, wraps around in the back. What I've done here for how it's supported, I have a milk jug in here. There's the milk jug. I have synthetic cotton put here. I cut the milk jug off on the top. That allowed me to put screws into the bottom of it, into a piece of wood, or a piece of plastic in this case, but you can put it on a piece of wood. And then I put masking tape or painter's tape back over the hole, so that when I put the mask back on, the synthetic cotton doesn't fall into the jug. So you got the screws in the bottom of the jug into a piece of plywood or whatnot, whatever you cut out, and then you can attach the legs, wooden legs, to that piece of plywood to adjust the height you want in your cryo chamber. And then you can also move your prop around in the cryo chamber based on the lighting effect that you want. So I'm going to go ahead, put this back on, put it in the cryo chamber, and show you what our finished product looks like. Next video I may try to do some animation work, but I'll show you that next. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how it looks static. Let's look at the static specimen here. So next I'll be working on maybe giving this guy some movement. There it is right now. As it stands, it's pretty cool. It's got a little luminescence there on the floor that gets exposed. Kind of cool. Yeah, coming along.